in this reasoning, we're going to be concentrating on the Noah. You know, spend a lot of time reasoning about the unbeliever and the believer. Now we'll be looking at the Noah and what it takes to be a Noah, you know? Yeah. Well, to know, like I say, one have to search. No seeking. See? Sorry in the blick there. Rapping again, see? No seeking, no finding. You understand? And like I tell you before, if you are an unbeliever, you can't know. If you're a believer, you can't know. So you literally have to ignore those two. Understand what I mean? This is a journey that you'll have to undertake on your own. You understand what I mean? This is going through the fire yourself. This is to know you have to let go. You know, and you remember in some reason that I was on about attachment and all the different form of attachment. Whether it's attachment to your mother, your brother, your wife, or you know what I mean, your religion, your holy men, all these things. To know, this is what we're talking about, to tread on the road of knowing, you have to let go of all things, all fear. So that means, if you fear the devil, you cannot know. You know what I mean, yeah, man? And if you fear God equally, you cannot know either. So that is why I say now, to know, you have to be walking with fearless. Understand what I mean? Because you don't know when fearless come around, fear does disappear. You know what I mean? Because fearless fear no one, God or devil. So that's who you have to be walking with if you want to know. And the knower have to let go totally. You understand? To know. Now, when you know, as an example, you will read other knowers and see for yourself that they too know. But you don't go repeating what these knowers say. Because you have your own knowing. You understand? Because this is not about belief, you know. Understand what I mean? The knower don't believe in God. The knower know God, which is a different thing from those who are believing in this God. You know what I mean? They don't understand what they are believing in. But the knower know what he knows. You understand? So a soldier like me, as an example, as a knower from the 9th grade, what I'm telling human beings is what I myself know. You understand and understand? Because you can only talk about the things that you know. You know, because knowers are not believers. So I don't talk about anything that I believe or what I hear or what somebody tell me. Anything that I talk about is what I know about. And if I never know about it, I could not speak about it. You understand? So this is what you need to understand about the knower. You know, because some of the knower knowing come about as if he's cocky, as if he knows it all. You know what I mean? But there is no cockiness in knowing, because if you was cocky, you would never know anyway. You know what I mean? You cannot be cocky in God and think that you is some, you know, you would never know anyway. So, to know is to know. So if I, as an example, as a knower, say to human beings that the Spirit of God is dwelling in you, it is, because I know it. If I know it, like, I give you an example. Before I was 27, I never knew this. So I never go about telling anybody that the Spirit of God was in them, because I never knew. And when I never knew anything, I never claimed to know anything. You know what I mean? I wasn't that interested in God in those days. If anybody did mention God to me, I would say, well, who created God then, you know? Think of some really awkward thing to tell them. But I never know that God was within man. So I could never tell anybody this. I am only telling you now because now I know. You see what I mean? It's not a thing that I believe, like I tell you. I like to keep repeating and tell you. Don't forget like what I tell you before, that I have seen the one. You see what I mean? So I am like I say, not 100% sure. I am about 40,000 billion, trillion% sure, plus a lot more billion, trillion on top of that. You see, certainty that the one is in human beings. You know what I mean? And that He's put memory in you to record you and all these things. And I know these things now, you know, but before, I never know these things. You understand? Now, if I never know them before, and I know them now, how is this so? Because other human beings are living. I'm not the only human being living, is it? And they never know things before. So how come they don't know these things as well? So if one man knows something spiritually about God and the next man don't know, that means something must be wrong somewhere. We have to look what caused one man to know, or one woman to know, and the other woman not to know. You understand what I mean? So when you really check it out now, you find out that the reason why you don't know is because of what you're doing and how you're doing it. You might be a believer, like I say, well, you can't know that way. You might be an unbeliever. You definitely ain't going to know nothing that way. You know what I mean? So this is where you find people get lost and don't know. Because the only way you're going to know, like I tell you, is when you apply the simple principle of honesty is the best of policy. That is the only way you're going to know whether you are in this dimension or the next dimension or the one beyond that and lots more dimension beyond. The same laws still apply. We don't care about dimension. Dimension means nothing. It's a one. God is a oneness and deal in oneness. You know what I mean? Just like I tell you, on this level of speech that we speak in where they know and know things, God and the devil is one. You see, there is no division within this universe. The division is in your mind. You understand? Yeah, well, over in this field where the Noah is, I tell you how it is then. You have, just as an illustration, you have positive and negative. Yeah? But positive and negative exist within the moon. So in spiritual terms, it exists within the mind. Because the mind can either be positive or negative. But over in the house of knowing, we don't deal with positive and negative there. We just deal with what is right and correct. Because that is the house of fire. And this is where I will correct the reason that I was making last night. I said the moon was 250 million miles away from the earth. By scientific calculation, it's actually 250,000 according to them. And then they say the sun is 93 million miles away. But still, and that same calculation then, within the souls of human beings then, the mind is 250,000 miles away, and the sun is 93 million miles away. You see what I mean? So the Noah is actually getting his knowing from 93 million miles away from the house of the sun. Because it is only the sun, like I tell you, that giveth light to the moon. So for human beings, the Noah know that the only cure for a sick mind is the light of the one that is within, because that is the only light that can purify the mind of its negativity as it was. You know what I mean? But to get this light, then you have to break out of the mind, you know, because mind is like a prison. Yeah. Maybe you are sealed up in the mind, you know, and only honesty can release you so that you can grow. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Many people are locked up in different departments of the mind due to their different desire and pursuits and, you know what I mean, egoistic level or whatever they are, you know. They go searching in the dimension of the mind and spend all them life down there in the mind. So they never managed to quite escape out of the mind as it was to reach the border of the sun, as it was. You know what I mean? But that is what the Noah have to do. The Noah have to release himself from the mind then, so that he can. And when I say release himself from the mind, you know, I don't mean he's going to run away from the mind, because it is the very same mind that is going to help the Noah to reach the land of the sun. You see what I mean? He's just going to kind of purify the mind, and so that instead of we are he's in the land of positive and negative in the mind. That's where the Noah is, and where he has to come from. So that is where the battle begins. Purification of the mind, so that this same mind now we can use it now and receive the light of the terrible and dreadful one, Rastafari himself, the High General. You know what I mean? And that is the only way that you can do this thing and know. Now, once you know, you know. You know what I mean? Knowing is knowing. You understand? So it's like when I say, then I know who teach Jesus. I mean that I know that. I'm not joking about that. You know what I mean? No big deal. You know what I mean? What you think is a big deal is no big deal to God. You see what I mean? It is human who put other human on pedestals and say that they're great, and you know what I mean? In the sight of God, if you live good, that's what you're supposed to do anyway. You know what I mean? But yet other humans see the example of a good man and start visiting his grave and, you know, say all kind of things, you know. That doesn't mean anything, man. You know what I mean? It might to humans, but to God that don't mean anything. You know what I mean? The only thing that means anything is when you live good and honest, and then you will see the one. And that's what you are supposed to do, living on earth anyway. It's a natural thing, you know what I mean? That's why you are here. So this is what I'm saying in this time now, like, the one is a supercomputer, see? When I say seed, it's a Jamaican kind of thing, mean, do you understand? Yeah? Now, because the one is a supercomputer, you know what a computer is. Basically, like, you have to repeat these things. When you log on, you are open to the information highway, all manner of information. So God is also a supercomputer, super duper computer. And if you should log on, you are open to all manner of wisdom then and understanding. But to log on, you have to be clean. You know what I mean? We have a saying in Rasta that you have to rally around the red, gold and green. You know, you have to be pure and clean. And to be pure and clean now means you have to self-discipline. You know what I mean? Because only you yourself know that the little devil who you are within your own being. So only you can make correction to your own little dirty soul. You know, I don't know what you are in yourself. You know what I mean? Because we live in darkness. It's a funny thing about human beings, you know, when you know. Because before I know, I thought I could see human beings. Yes. It's a funny thing. I thought that when you look at them, you was actually looking at them. I swear to God, that's what I thought. But it was a deception, because you cannot see human beings. Human beings are actually invisible. They live in the dark. You cannot see the mind of a human being. You know what I mean? But like I tell you, because I'm in Oldham, yes, Oldham, yeah. I have up here, their symbolism is the owl. And the owl now symbolizes wisdom. Not only does the owl symbolize his wisdom, it can also see about 90 degrees, you know, as granted. Yes, true, it can do it. Yeah? And it also have the ability to see in the dark. You understand? So spiritually then, if you should acquire the ability of the owl, you'll be able to see in the dark, where human souls are concerned. You understand? So now I have the ability to see in the dark. I know exactly how you are inside. I know that the See to the door, flock. I know that the High Master is dwelling within all human beings. It's not something I believe, you know. You understand what I'm telling you? This is what I know for sure about 25,000 billion% certain, if you know what I mean. Plus, I think we should put another 40,000 billion% certain that the High General is dwelling within all human beings. You know what I mean? And this is a fact. Anyway, we are going to fade out now and roll back in. Get a due to running scene. Fade out.